coming to you from no pun included headquarters, and also JonGetsGames headquarters and Actualol headquarters and Gaming Rules headquarters. Gaming Rules even has a headquarters thing on his wall to let you know that it is headquarters for sure. We're going to be streaming some Scythe tonight as soon as I figure out how to make this full screen. Sorry, technical difficulties already. Good start, Efka. But yeah, basically, we're all Scythe gurus. Even though the game is not released, we all took 2 weeks off of work and went on a Himalayan mountain retreat where we sat down with a Scythe guru and we spiritually explored the game. So we know perfectly everything that's going on, and there are absolutely no rule mistakes we're going to make. That's obviously not true. So if you spot us doing anything very naughty, please let us know in the chat window how it's going along and stuff like that. But you should be seeing our lovely faces, and you should be seeing Scythe, the board game, on Tabletopia, which is the platform we're using to play today. But if you don't know some of us, this is a perfect opportunity for us to introduce ourselves. Elaine, introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
I am Elaine. I am the other part of No Pun Included. That's it.
That's it, yeah. And you can find us on No Pun Included. Good stuff. Jon 2. So yeah, sorry, we have a system. There's Jon 1 and Jon 2 because we have 2 Jons. So actually, let's start with Jon 2 because that makes a lot of sense.
Totally.
Yeah.
So introduce myself?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm John Cox. I do JonGetsGames. Like all you guys that do YouTube videos, been doing it for a couple of years, and I'm really looking forward to playing this online. I've never done a live stream before, so this should be a blast, and you guys are all fun, so we'll have a good time.
And now let's switch it up and go to Paul.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'm the other Paul.
Paul 2.
So I'm Paul Grogan from Gaming Rules, and yeah, like these other guys, that create board game media for people to watch. So.
And finally, we have Jon 1.
Hello, I'm John Perkis, aka Jon 1, and I run Actualol, which is another YouTube channel. I do sort of comedy videos that are also about board games.
Cool beans. Right, okay, so I can't make this go full screen, so you're going to see my URL bar for some reason, but hope that's okay. Otherwise, I foresee absolutely not a single technical issue. Everything's going to be fine and peachy. Anyway, a few words on Scythe, and if you haven't played it, you're going to get a chance to kind of, you know, maybe have a little bit of insight into what's actually going on and what we're going to be doing. We're going to be explaining our plays as we go along, so I'm not going to explain the game too much, just a little bit, you know, just a general gist of what's going on. This is a sort of a 4X game, and we have 5 different factions that are playing, and hopefully you can tell by the little squares next to our webcam faces and to which color we're playing. But basically, we're going to take one turn at a time and do actions, and the objective of the game is to have the most coins at the end of the game, and we're going to gain coins as we go along, but majority of coins is going to come from completing stars, controlling hexes, and having resources. Every 2 resources at the end of the game is worth 1 coin. Now, the other thing that's important to note is stars. The game will end when one player will place all 6 of their stars. I'm going to just hover over to Elaine's board and show you where the stars are. And you can place stars when you achieve various different things, like placing all 4 of your mechs onto the board, or completing one of your secret objectives, such as these in my hand, or possibly even winning combat. So that's one of the ways you can win stars. All factions are different and have different powers, and the game is in that regard asymmetrical. But like I mentioned, all that's going on is we're going to take one action at a time, and I'm going to hover over to my board, and there are 4 possible actions, and we can take either of these as long as we haven't taken that same action on the previous turn. And each action has 2 actions slots, basically top action and bottom action. You can do one or the other, or both of them, but usually it's a lot harder to take the bottom action because you have to pay extra resources to do it. So a lot of what the game is about is working up towards that bottom action and being able to do that at least initially. Later on, there's going to hopefully be some combat, but don't expect a lot of it, because apparently Scythe is a game not so much about fighting, but the sort of potential of fighting. It's a lot of posturing and, you know, throwing your power around and stuff like that. And it does let us make alliances and agreements, which are obviously non-binding, and we can cajole other people with the coins that we have, which is pretty expensive, because coins are, at the end of the day, victory points. So, after that oh god, that music's really annoying. After that very brief explanation, we're gonna go to Elaine, who is going to be the first to start the game. Elaine, walk us through what you're doing.
Right, I'm gonna move this pawn robber to here. You can't make them fall over. I've tried, but you can't.
Okay.
And so then I'm gonna move this little dude here.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to move as my second one, move this guy here.
Yeah, so this little dude is your worker, and this big guy is your character, basically, yeah.
Sorry, no, I'm the player. So.
Yeah, you're the player.
Character.
Split personality going on already.
And that's it. I choose not to do the other action because I can't, because I don't have enough wood.
Which would have been to build a building?
Build a building.
Alright, cool. Okay.
So I'm done.
You're done. Okay, and just like that, we're moving on to Jon 1.
Okay, so I'm also going to move. I'm placing my big pawn on the move slot, and I am going to be moving one of my workers here to... and he's fallen over, and I'm moving my character to where the worker left.
Okay,
and
so...
I'm also not doing the bottom action.
No, but the reason you're doing that is you're setting up your workers to get the resources that you want later with a future action, right?
Yes, you would think so. I'm also looking towards getting my character towards the encounters.
Yeah, all important encounter tokens.
Yeah, so the zones with these kind of compass-looking tokens, you get encounter cards, and that's where you can get cool prizes.
Okay, cool. Elaine, we just had a YouTube chat comment. Can you talk a little bit louder, please? Yes! Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Right, and on to Jon 2.
Alright, so I think I'm not going to be doing what everybody else did. It makes the most sense for me to actually begin by going onto this trade location here. It's a little bit different, as you can see at the top. We got a little red gold icon. That means I need to spend a money in order to do this, so I'll just go ahead and throw that money over there. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to do the trade side, which lets you get 2 different resources. It could be any different resources, 2 of the same or 2 different ones. And in my starting region, I have no oil at all. In fact, it's going to be a little bit of time before I get access to oil. And oil is good at upgrading, so I think I'm going to do this trade action.
And it's easy for you to upgrade, because you only need 2 oil, right?
Exactly, yeah. So it makes most sense, I think, for me to do this. So I'll grab these 2 oil, and then I need to put it down in a region that's going to have a person. Well, I need to put it down in a region with one of my people, so I'm going to put it down
with one of your workers specifically.
Yeah, one of my workers. So I do that, and then, unfortunately, I cannot do the bottom thing, because that would let me build buildings, but I need lots of wood, and I currently have 0 wood. So that is my plan.
Yeah, important thing to note about Scythe is that when you get resources, you put them on an area where you have workers, and they belong to you as long as you control that area. So someone could legitimately come over and, you know, kick your workers out and take those resources. That's actually a thing that can happen in this game. So it's slightly more aggressive than the Euros you might be used to if you are a Eurogame player. Okay, we're going to me. Now, because I've been moving the camera around, I have no idea what I'm doing. But I know that one of the good things at the start of the game, at least I think that's a good thing, is to have workers on this type of hex, which is basically like a village, and you can make more workers, and then you can produce more things. But the problem is, all 3 of my starting hexes are separated by a river, and you can't normally cross the river. But specifically, my workers have a special power because of my faction that lets them move across the river. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be moving as well. So I'm going to move my pawn onto the move action. Sweet, sweet move action. And I think I'm going to move this worker right here. And then I think I want to build buildings, so I'm going to move this worker to where the other one was, so I can still make wood and build buildings. And that's me. That's all I'm doing. And we're going to Paul.
Right. Well, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something different. So I'm going to choose this action here, which is produce.
Mm-hmm.
So I can produce on 2 of the spaces where I have workers, and lo and behold, I have 2 spaces with workers. So what this one does, as Efka was saying, this is a village. So I've got 1 worker on the village, which means I produce another worker. So I take this guy, if I can get my computer to work. Yeah. So I take this guy and I put him on there. And then the other space produces it's metal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or iron. So I take a metal and I put it on there. Choose. That's my production done. And this action for me costs 4 wood.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't do that.
Oh,
So that's
I
me
had
done.
some feedback now. That was annoying. Sorry, there was some audio feedback.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't just me talking.
No. Okay.
So yeah, that's me done. I just produced on the 2 hexes that I currently control.
Right. Sorry, I completely missed the video as I was fiddling around. But yeah, so you made another worker on this hex.
I did.
And an iron on this hex.
Yes.
Which is important to know. Okay. Elaine, we're going back to you. Yeah.
Hey, Efka, can I jump in super quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you just turn down the volume of the music a smidge on the stream?
It's slightly loud.
Yeah, it's a little loud. I'm
That's
hearing.
good. Okay. I turned it down.
Does it need any music on there?
Yeah, just a little background.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be quieter now, which hopefully works.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, so as my second action, I'm going to produce.
Okay.
Because I now have a worker that's going to produce me some iron and a worker that's going to produce me some honey or food or...
That's the food symbol, yeah.
Food.
I think it's a bag of wheat, which is like... Yeah, it's some strange iconography right there,
So-
but I like it.
It's a bag of food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul, I'm going to nick some of these
Sorry.
tokens that you cleverly put there.
I'll go and get some more.
Oh yeah, I'll give you some more back. So
Let's,
I'm going to produce
just go and grab some more.
And I still can't do... Yeah, I still can't do anything else because I haven't got enough iron to do the bottom action. So that's me done.
Okay, cool. Oh, wow. Oh, there's lots of resources floating around all of a sudden. Okay.
Okay, so I'm thinking about trading. The mechs are very appealing, so I'm thinking about heading towards getting a mech, which is exactly what I did in the practice game. And so
The mechs are really cool.
So I'm probably going to go over to trade, and I'm going to pay my coin to my mini bank over here, and I'm going to take 2 resources. So I'm going to take 2. Are we calling it metal? Is that what it is?
Yeah, iron, I think.
Oh, sorry, and I need to put it onto the board.
You can call it, like, vibranium if you like, for all I care, you know. That's cool with me, vibranium mechs. And, yeah, just to emphasize to people who, again, don't know how to play Scythe, because I imagine a lot of viewers will not know the rules for this game. What's going on is that there are 2 different actions that produce resources. There's production, which simply makes things on the hexes where you have workers, and it makes the thing that the hex produces. Whereas trade only ever makes 2 resources, but it makes any 2 resources you like. So it lets you kind of fill that need for one of the bottom actions. What Jon 1 is trying to do now, he's trying to build a mech, and he needs 4 iron for that. And what he'll be able to do later is take one of these mechs and plonk them on the board. And just like in Terra Mystica, when you kind of take off a mech, it unlocks a new ability that applies to your mechs and your character as well, which is rather exciting.
Yeah, they're the best.
Cool. So is that you done, Jon?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I'm not taking the bottom action. I can't currently afford to build a mech. So yeah, on to the next player.
Okay. Next up.
Cool.
Jon.
Alrighty. I'm going to do the thing that everybody else did on the first turn, or at least a couple of you guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to move my pawn over here, and I'm going to do a move action. So much like everybody else, I get 2. You get to move 2 different units up to 1 space, so you can't move 1 unit 2 spaces, unfortunately. So I'm going to move one of my little worker dudes. I don't think I care about food right now, which is what this field makes. I'm going to put it over here, in a village so that I can make more dudes, like Paul just did. That seemed like a good idea. And then I'm going to take my main person, which is a totally cool guy with a bear, and I'll move into this region right here. Actually, no, I'll move over here. It doesn't terribly matter, but I'll go over there. And that would be the end of my turn. However, I now am able to do the bottom part of my action, which is actually upgrade. If you look over on the board, you'll see it costs 2 oil, and that's the entire reason I did that on my first turn. I made 2 oil with that trade action so that I can spend them. As Efka, I believe, said earlier, you can only spend resources that you control, and you control it by having any unit on it. So this hexagon has a couple oil, so I get to spend it. And now I get to do an upgrade action, which is awesome. The first thing, what that means, you haven't described upgrade at all yet, have you?
No, I haven't at all. Yeah.
All right. So if you'll notice the top of the board, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 little cubes, and this is great because what that means is I can pull one of those cubes off the top, and it's going to be this one right here on the move. And you'll see that it now shows 3 move spots that are uncovered. So that means next time I move in the future, I get to move 3 people instead of 2, which is awesome. And the even better part is I get to put this cube down on one of the slots on the bottom. I can only put it on a square that's kind of hashed. You see the kind of gaps in some of them. But what it means is it reduces the cost of those things in the future. So I think it really makes the most sense for me to go right here. So now that means whenever I do a build action, it's only going to cost me 3 wood instead of 4, which is nice because right now I build 1 wood, so that's good. I almost put it over here on the mech one, but I have no means of making metal right now, so I think we'll go with buildings for now. And then the last thing, if you look next to the upgrade, is I get a coin. So that coin I spent earlier comes right back, and that is my super cool turn.
Nice.
Right. Okay. That was a super cool turn, and I am so jealous that Jon got to do a bottom action on turn 2.
Yeah.
It feels cheaty. But anyway,
Well, I essentially sacrificed my first action to do it.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna set up some production here because that feels pretty good. I'm gonna produce like my name is Bruce, and what happens here, unlike other resources that you just take, villagers happen to be your workers, so you take them off of here. And right now, that doesn't affect my player board much. But if I take off a second villager, then I will uncover a cost for every time I take that action. So if I build more villagers, I'll have to pay power every time I take produce. But I go to produce, and I got to produce a second villager, and I grabbed some wood, and now I am wooden with glee. Paul!
Right. So my special ability for this faction is that I don't really need to use this Dobber because I could actually choose the same action on 2 consecutive turns if I wanted to. I'm not going to. I'm going to choose the move action.
Yeah.
So I get to move 2 dudes.
Yeah.
I'm going to move both of these workers out of the village because basically this guy called Dave's moved in next door and he plays his music really loud. So we're going to leave the village. We're going to head over to here. What I'm doing is I'm setting that up because I need to produce oil in order to do my upgrade as well.
Yeah.
So I've moved the 2 guys out of the village to there, and the bottom action I can't do because it requires 2 oil. So that's me done.
Okay, cool. And we're already back on Elaine.
Right, so it's a really unexciting action after all those.
You pay a coin, you get 2 resources,
So yeah, I'm
right?
going to pay one of my coins, if I can pick it up, there we go, and I'm going to get 2 resources. So I'm going to grab another iron,
Mm-hmm.
and chuck that there, and I'm going to grab what is this? Coal.
Oil,
Sorry,
yeah.
oil. So I'm going to grab another oil, and that's me done.
Okay, that's quite an interesting spread. What are you going for here, Elaine? What's your plan?
My plan next time is to... Oh no, that's showing me my card. Do that. I have trouble with dexterity on this game.
Yeah.
I'm going to go there next time, so I want to produce next time, so then get a... then pay my iron and get a mech.
Right, okay. Awesome sauce. But trade doesn't give you... no, produce. Oh, yeah, no,
Produce.
okay. That
So
makes...
if I produce,
yeah,
I
yeah,
get
you
my
produce
third
here, and that's the
iron,
mech action, yeah. That makes total sense. Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're moving on to
You got a cheap
Jon.
mech.
So if I do produce and stick down a worker, can I put it where my character is?
No.
No. It just happens to land on that village because that's normally how villagers produce themselves. They make babies and then they live in that village. Eventually, they can emigrate, like I did, but otherwise, you're kind of stuck.
Okay, so I'm going to produce. Oh.
Yeah.
And so I'm taking a worker and putting it on this other one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also can produce on 2 hexes.
No, that is one of the hexes that you've produced on.
Yeah, and then well, you can choose 2 hexes to produce on.
Oh, I see. So
Yeah.
I can also get a
Metal as
metal.
well.
Yeah.
Great.
But yeah, you can only produce where your workers are. So even if you could have produced on 3 hexes, you can't produce where your character is. You need workers to actually produce the resources.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
And I can't do the bottom action, so on to Jon.
On to Jon.
On to me. Alrighty. I think... Let's see here. At this point, I think it makes sense for me to produce because I got my guys set up, and having extra workers does seem pretty great.
Yeah.
There's no real reason to bolster yet, and trading... I don't know. Let's do it. So I'm going to go over here to produce.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing that happens... Well, I got to pick 2 hexagons, and right now I'm only in 2 hexagons. So the one in the village is going to make me a new person, just like Jon 1 just did, so I'll plunk him down there.
Oh my god, the horrible joke that just came to my mind.
Oh, calm down.
Well, so let me get this right. What you're saying is you're making wood and then you're making babies, right?
I guess technically I did it in the wrong order. So here is the wood that this one worker made for me. So yeah, I did that. And also, if you could come over to my board real quick, Efka, I want to show something. Yeah. The first worker doesn't really show anything, but as you start to reveal more workers, you'll see there are costs underneath them.
Yeah,
so,
I did mention the initial cost of power, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to start costing power, and then once I get more workers out, it'll start costing reputation, and then at the end, money. So I'm glad to have one worker out, but I'm probably going to try to stall out getting the next one for a little bit. So, yeah, just wanted to point that out.
Just typing a message to chat. I'll do it later. There's some nice discussion going on, which is cool. Like I mentioned, if you're watching this, you can participate in chat by voting on who's going to win. Let us know who you think is going to win. Spoilers, it's not likely to be me, because what I was trying to say to chat is I'm pulling some double duty, controlling the camera, and not really being able to figure out what it is I want to do. I think what I want to do now is I want to do some trading, because trading gets me the extra 2 wood I need for a building. So I'm just going to drop this coin here. We created our own little supplies here, just so it's less of a hassle to move things around. And I'm going to move these 2 wood right on here, drop them here, and enjoy them. And that's it. That's my exciting turn done.
So my go. So I'm faced with my little home area here. Is currently surrounded by rivers, and at the start of the game, nobody has river walk. Is that right? As an ability?
That's correct.
They do.
I mean, just Efka, he can move his workers, but
he can swim, can't he? Yeah, his workers can swim. Yeah. So I can't. I'm going to have to develop river walk in order to get outside this area. There is another way of doing it, but I'm not going to do that. So anyway, I'm going to.
Paul, sorry.
Yes.
What's your special ability? What do you do? Tell people.
I can choose the same action 2 consecutive turns. I mentioned it last time.
Oh yeah, you did. Okay.
Yeah. But I don't think I want to move them again. I think I need to produce. So yeah, so I'm going to move onto here. So yeah, anything for the people who haven't played it, they've probably worked out by now. Anything in the red box means you have to pay it. Anything in the green box, you need to get it. So when I produce, I don't pay anything, but I produce on 2 hexes. So I produce on this hex and this hex. Now, this is interesting because I've got 2 workers on this hex. So I'm going to choose this hex to produce.
Yeah, and you get 2 oil on this hex.
I actually get 2 oil. So yeah, having multiple workers in the same hex is really good.
Yeah.
So I get 2 oil on there, and I get 1 metal in here. And that would be my go. Can I do the bottom action? No. So that's my go done.
Paul, someone's asking on chat whether if you could replace all your games with Tabletopia, would you?
No. I'll go and answer them while everybody else takes their turn.
Alright, okay. Elaine?
Okay, so I am going to produce again. So I'm going to get another food here, because I have one dude here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get another iron here. And I am going to immediately spend that iron to make myself a mech.
So you're the first mech on board, right?
Whoa, hold on.
Right, so just putting my iron back. It's like the slowest thing ever. And then I'm going to choose the one that has River Walk as a special ability, because at the moment I'm kind of blocked in as well, because I can't get over these rivers. So my special ability when I pick up that mech is move across rivers to farms or tundra. So the hexes,
oil barrel icon.
Yeah, the hexes with oil barrels or
food. Yeah, but specifically you move into those abilities and only with your mechs and characters, and not the other way around. So you can't move out of them, you specifically move into them. And Paul should mute his keyboard.
Okay.
I also get $2 for doing that.
Oh yeah, that's true. You build a mech, you get $2. We're moving on to the next person.
I don't know what to do. I still am desperate for one final metal.
Okay.
And one way to get that would be to trade, but then if I trade now, then I'm giving up the opportunity to do the bottom action, which is to create the mech, which is why I want the metal in the first place.
Yeah, okay.
So I think there's, and because I just did produce, there's no other way for me to get metal.
So no, if you trade, you do get metal, and then you can pay for the...
Oh, I can do it immediately?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you do the top action, then you do the bottom action, right?
It's almost too perfect.
Yeah,
okay.
It's all good. It's
okay.
all good.
So I'm paying my gold, and I'm going to take myself a metal, and I think I might get into the oil game. So I will take, so I'm going to, what am I doing? Sorry, I'm dragging over the wrong stuff. So we got a metal, and which is immediately going to be taken away again, and an oil, and I need to put that just anywhere on any of my regions?
I think it all goes on the same eggs, basically, when you trade.
And then I'm going to pay all of my metal, which I won't make everyone wait for me to do. But first, I will pick my mech, and I'm going to pick Riverwalk.
I've done it for you, by the way.
Oh, look at that. Thank you very much. And so I now have
place it. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. This is a bit naff. I'm like, and on to the next person. But I kind of need to do that just to speed things up along a little bit.
Oh, no, yeah, that works.
I don't mind.
Yeah, alright, okay. John 2!
So, yeah.
Give them your 1-2. Can you explain why you're John 2, by the way? Because people don't know this.
Why I'm John 2? Yeah, the official reason why I'm John 2.
We just sort of decided, we put it to a vote, and we ranked each other.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think, usually a larger number is better. No, the actual reason is that...
the point.
My wife already had a really good friend named John when we met, and so we became friends at first, and they just called him John 1 and John 2 because I was the second one, but I ended up marrying her. And it sticks, and so it just works out here. So, John Perkins, you're like the second John 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like the second John 1. That's like a real compliment right there.
All right, so now talking about what I'm actually doing on my turn. What was I doing? All right, I'm gonna move. So I'm gonna move my pawn over here, and I now get 3 movements, or I get to move 3 different people once.
That's
and so
cool.
I'm gonna do. Yeah. So the first thing is both these villagers on the village. I'm workers on the village. I'm gonna move them off because, like I said before, I don't want to activate that one again. Actually, I suppose I only activate 2 hexes a turn. So I may as well move this person down here. No, that makes better sense. Because then I moved 1 over there, 1 over here. I can make food next turn, and I'm going to move my character here. That's the real thing that I wanted to do.
Okay.
Because what that means... Well, first of all, I'm now going to be good at making wood. I'm going to make some food. But this little token here on the board, it is an encounter token. And as soon as you move your character into a zone that has an encounter token, we take the encounter token off, and then once I finish my turn, I actually get to do an encounter, which is kind of a choose-your-own adventure-y thing. I don't have anything else to do for the moment, so I may as well move right into that.
Yeah.
So this green deck over here, it is the encounter deck. So I'm going to flip this card over, and now I'll just read it out to you guys. It says there's 3 different options. The first one says enjoy an afternoon festival with the commoners. In game terms means I get $2 and 1 popularity, or I could enter a battle of wits and lose on purpose, and I could spend $2 to gain 2 power and 2 popularity. And the last one is I could drink too much and raid the storehouse, in which case I could pay 3 popularity to gain any 5 resources.
Which is uber awesome, but uber mean.
Right. So here's the thing. I'm the Republic of Polania, and my special my kind of racial bonus is that I get to pick 2 of these options instead of 1. Everybody else would just have to pick 1 of these and be sad about it, but I get to pick 2 of these, which means I think I'm going to pick 2 and 3. Makes the most sense to me, because I've got a bunch of money. And so what this means is I'm going to pay $2 and 3 popularity, so I'll do that real quick. So the $2, this 5 here, it's going to turn into 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. And then the next thing is I will gain 2 power and 2 popularity. So this track over here with the little hearts, it's the popularity track. I don't start very popular. I'm only at 2. So I would go up 1, 2 on the track. And then there's another track way over here on the other side of the board. That's the power track. And I'm going to go up, it was 2 power, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, 1, 2. So that's awesome. And the power, in a nutshell, is good at combat.
Yeah.
It's pretty much good for combat. So not just actual combat, but just the threat of combat. So that's good. So I essentially just entered a battle of wits and lost on purpose. But now, since I'm super cool, I also get to drink too much and raid the storehouse. So I'm going to spend 3 popularity. So I was at 4, and now I go down all the way to 1. So I'm a super unpopular guy. But getting 5 resources is pretty huge, especially considering everybody's getting these mechs out, and mechs are great, but they cost metal, and there's no metal in my region. So I believe this means I could take like a mixture of resources.
Well, it says any, yeah. So
Any,
I imagine,
yeah,
you can take anything you like here.
Yeah. So mechs cost 4.
Yeah.
So I'll just take 4 metal,
Yeah.
so that on a future turn I could build a mech.
They all go in the hex where your character is, because that's where you had the adventure, right?
That's a good point. That's a good point, yeah. So they all go there. And then I get 1 more resource. Sorry, I've been kind of thinking on the fly here. What makes the most sense? Enlisting costs... It seems like it should be... Man, this is kind of tough. I could go with more oil. I guess I should go with more oil, because I don't make oil very well either. It won't be enough to do another upgrade, but maybe in the future I can trade and get 1 oil and 1 other thing that I need. So I'll plunk that down there. Got a whole bunch of stuff on that village. And yeah, that is my turn. That was a long turn. Sorry about that, guys.
I'm really tempted to. I'm not able to, but I just really want to raid that hex now. Anyway,
Yeah, I think...
so,
Yeah, in
let's
our practice game, John raided like 4 barrels of oil. I haven't got over that yet.
Yeah. Let's talk about objectives a little bit. So I have these little doodads in my hand. I'm going to flip them open first. So you only need to complete 1 of them unless you're Jon 1's faction, who can complete both of them.
Yeah.
And you get a star for completing 1 of these. And it's up to you, whichever you complete, which is pretty exciting. I think I'm going to go for this one because it's slightly easier for me to complete. Although I'm not going to focus on it just yet, but like it is kind of in my mind right now. So I can build this turn. I can finally build a building and drop a mine. A mine! In the words of Gimli, the dwarf. So that requires some movement, I think. I'm going to move out 1 of these workers back out of that hex. And I'm going to actually start moving my character as well, because I want to grab that encounter token right here. It seems pretty sweet. And I think that's it for the top action. And now I'm just going to spend my wood and finally build a building. Oh, what's the thing where we need to build? Oh god, I don't know what that means. It's important to look up, actually, very quickly. So there's an additional scoring thing at the end of the game, which kind of says you want to build buildings in this way because you're going to score more points. And this one is not represented in the rulebook, it seems. I guess it's just buildings that are not adjacent to each other. I think that's what it means.
Who knows?
Yeah. Number of structures in a row.
Oh no, this is buildings in a line. I actually looked at this earlier.
Oh, buildings in a line? Okay.
Buildings in a line, and rivers don't impede that line, so it's just
So they are
consecutive buildings in a row.
In a row, okay. Right.
Touching each other, yeah.
Oh, it's just I understand. The arrow looks differently than in the rulebook. I completely get it now. So I just want to start building them next to each other. Okay.
Yeah. For bonus points, anyway.
Yeah. Is it my go?
One sec. I just want to build a building. I'm gonna build it here. There we go.
Do you want to just explain what that building does?
So that's a mine. A mine lets me travel out of this area. Whilst my villagers can work through rivers, they can walk through rivers like a certain messianic figure, and they are cool. But my character and my mechs can't walk through rivers yet in any way whatsoever. This mine is like a teleportation thing, basically. If you look at these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red bordered hexes, they are tunnels, and they count as adjacent to each other. Now, the mine makes another hex for me that is adjacent to them, but not for anyone else. So I can travel from this hex to any of these red bordered hexes, and vice versa. So that was my cool turn.
So, I think I've got a plan. I'm going to choose the move action. And again, I get to move 2 people. So this time I'm going to move one of these worker dudes down here. Start producing more metal. And then I'm going to move my character... no, that's the card in my hand. I'm going to move my... No, hang on a minute. There we go. Pick him up. There's my character. And now I'm able to do the bottom action, which is to pay 2 oil to do an upgrade. And I have 2 oil. So let's pay the oil and I will do an upgrade. Now I was thinking about this, but then I changed my mind. So basically I can take one of these cubes off the top, making the top action better, and add it to one of the red spaces on the bottom, making the bottom action cheaper. How much metal have I got? 2, so I'm not going to do that. I think I'm going to move... Because, with the movement, you were saying that you've got to move different characters. You can't move the same character
You can't move the same character from what I understand.
Yeah. So, let's take this cube off here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put it on here. So you don't have to put it in the same section.
No, you don't.
But I am going to. So that's my go done.
Okay, so you're really going for all the power right there. Interesting. Paul seems to be the aggressor.
He's a threat.
What? I just took a random cube off a random space, and all of a sudden I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, I've heard those. I've heard all those defenses before. It's just random. I'm not thinking about what I'm doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen,
Remember that
I know I'm
game with
attacking
Nippon?
you and pushing you into the, killing you, but I don't want to be doing this. Honestly, it's just, I have to.
I'm just glad he's on the other side of the map from me.
For now.
Yeah,
For now,
except those tunnels, yeah.
Yeah, things get real close real fast.
Yeah. So, John 1 was saying on chat he's going to keep mentioning every 10 minutes how well designed Scythe is, just to get private tips from Jamie. But actually, what I want to say is that's a very good point. We should give our thoughts on this game, in a sentence, and that makes it a review. So when we upload this video to Board Game Geek, it will actually be flagged up as a review.
Here's an insider tip. You
Go.
can just select review. They don't actually check.
I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay, Elaine, sorry, it's your turn.
No, you're just saying about Paul stomping through and winning, right? There's this chat about who might win. I had a friend that would always make a bet on a football team that he didn't support, so that if his team won, then he was happy because his team won, and if his team didn't win, then he was happy because he won the money. So
That's a
I
smart
would always
person.
bet
Yeah.
against myself
Yeah,
anyway.
right. So anyway, I'm going to move. I'm going to do the same as Paul, but not as in an exciting way like Paul. But I'm going to move this here.
Well, you are getting an encounter. That's pretty exciting.
And it looks drunk. Oh no, it's still. Well, whatever. And I'm going to move this mech here. I'm gonna
It's alright. I can help you out whilst
thanks.
you're doing your thing. Yeah.
I'm going to move this mech here because my idea is that maybe on the next time I move, I can move this mech, picking up the worker and move them towards the tunnels.
Yeah, because that's one of the cool things.
yeah,
You can
that's-
pick up workers with mechs when you move.
So I get this encounter token.
Yeah, you do indeed.
And then I will take a card and flip that card.
Pet the reindeer.
And flirt with the locals. Those, those two things just seem perfectly, like in sync. Yeah.
Together.
Yeah. Well, it's a good job that they're that way round, because the other way round would be a
Flirt
very
with the
different
reindeer
game.
and pet the locals.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Or stick up. No, it's not stick. Stock up on oil for the journey ahead. Pay $2 to gain 4 oil, or convince the soldier that reindeer aren't real. That's cruel.
Yeah.
Pay 2 popularity and enlist 1
But you
recruit.
do get
Now I do.
A recruit. We haven't explained recruits yet, but they're really cool.
No, they are
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah.
That would be cool.
So, what would oil give you? Oil lets
Oil,
you
To
upgrade,
be
doesn't
honest,
it?
that was kind of where I was going next.
Mm.
To try and get some oil so that I can upgrade. So that I can upgrade. So that looks like the best option for me at the moment.
Mhm.
So that is what I'm going to do. So I pay $2 and gain 4 oil. Okay.
Easy peasy. You'll have 5 oil by the end of this.
I'm moving the money.
I feel like I'm severely behind everyone. Everyone has cool things, and I'm just dawdling.
So,
It's
and
just
the
for
oil
show
goes
though,
here,
Mexico
right?
style.
On this where I had the encounter.
Yeah, where you had the encounter, that's where the oil goes.
So my character is very oily.
It's a thing you'd say normally on every.
Oh, you do have wings.
Thank
I guess that makes
The
sense.
character's very oily. Yeah.
Okay.
Rub yourself a little bit.
And I don't have enough wood, so I can't do anything else. I'm done.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm going to move.
Okay.
Except I can't grab the thing. Yeah, so I'm moving. And if I go to an encounter, so I'm going to move my character to the encounter,
Yeah.
for example, can I resolve that first before deciding where I move my next?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. Yeah,
No,
I think you've
yeah,
got
you
to do all of your stuff.
Yeah,
and then
and then
do
you
the
have
card.
an encounter. I think that's how it works.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, if you were to do combat, you would do combat before the encounter as well. The encounter is like the very last thing.
Okay, great. So I've moved my character to the encounter, and then I'm going to take one of the workers on the encounter, because I can only move 2, correct? And I'm going to move them back to the oil
Okay, interesting.
to get into oil.
Yeah.
And but I will not be doing the bottom action, so I will take my encounter card and read it out. Flip. Okay. So we got some kind of fire happening.
I've never seen this
Campfire.
card before. I'm excited.
And the options are: pay your respects as you pass through camp, gain 2 oil and 1 popularity, sit down and entertain the troop with a greatly embellished story, pay 2 gold to gain 1 upgrade. And
Oh, wow, that's a cheap upgrade.
Yeah.
yeah, right. And then ambush the soldiers at midnight, pay 2 popularity to gain 4 oil. So interesting. I was aiming for oil to get an upgrade anyway, so
Yeah.
I figure I'll just go for the upgrade. Thankfully, I have 3 gold left. That could have been annoying. So I'm going to pay...
How much is your upgrade? It's 3 oil. So if you got 4 oil, you'd be really close to a second upgrade, for example.
Yeah, but 2 popularity.
I
it's
know, right?
hard to come by, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sticking with
Just
option
telling
2.
you options.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate that. So in terms of upgrade options that are good right now, that feel good, moving an extra person feels quite exciting.
Yeah.
But also producing on an extra hex feels also very exciting.
Was that your cat, Paul?
Yeah. She's confused as to what's going on because I'm sat in a room that she's not normally allowed in.
Any opinions on what's better to upgrade at this stage?
Well, I
mean, you could
always
upgrade
like
your
to
upgrade.
move more or produce more, but
But as far as what to pull off,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to produce more, and then I can put that on the upgrade to do more upgrading.
yeah,
That probably makes the most sense.
yeah,
Yeah, that sounds good.
Especially
Okay.
considering an upgrade pays out 2 gold, which is pretty nice.
yeah.
Oh, but not. I assume not this time, or
No,
yes?
not this.
No. Okay, shame. All right. Okay. In which case, I'm done.
Actually,
Or does
that's
it?
a good question.
Yeah, it's a good question. Jamie, can you let us know whether if you upgrade via encounter, do you get the gold bonus as well or not? So because I know Jamie's on chat, so he might let us know.
Cool.
Right.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that.
I would guess that you don't.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
that's
would
my
guess too,
guess as
but,
well, but it's
yeah.
only an educated guess. Really.
Yeah, because it says you get an upgrade rather than perform the upgrade action. But I don't know. Could be.
Well,
read
we'll see
both
what he
ways.
says. I'll go on with my turn, and it's
Yeah,
easy to
yeah,
grab 2
carry
gold
on.
later.
Yeah, I mean, I read the rule book. It's a pretty good rule book, but I can't remember that specifically.
Yeah.
But
It's also really beautiful as rulebooks go.
yeah.
Yes, it is. It's well laid out. I mean,
How many tips have you gotten so far, John?
Oh God! I didn't even say that. Oh wow! I didn't even plan that.
All right.
Jamie
I
says
zero
we
tips.
we don't get the gold bonus, by the way.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And, well, I'm not saying any more nice things.
Yeah, obviously that didn't pay off for you.
Yeah.
All right, even though I have a ton of stuff already, I don't think that I have. Let me think about this real quick. Because I essentially have 2 options right now. I could produce, because I haven't actually produced yet this game, and I would get 2 wood and food. And the 2 wood would mean that I'd be able to build a building, which would be great.
You had
But-
to have produced because you made a meeple.
Oh, I'm a liar. I
You
did
are
produce.
like-
I'm such a liar. Man, why does anyone listen to me? Okay, well, I'm just trying to think. I have lots of things I want to do. Because the other thing I could do is build a mech now that I, got drunk and raided that storehouse. And building mechs are good. And then I can move that mech later. I guess it's kind of 6 one, half dozen of the other at the moment if I'm going to do both of those before I do that other thing. So, sure, let's make a mech. The mech is much more interesting.
Okay.
All right.
So are you getting power or are you getting a combat card?
I am going to get power. Let's get power. So I'm going to get 2 power on the track. So now I am now the most powerful, which is pretty awesome. I got 6 power. And, Okay, so that's that.
New
it cost me-
aggressor. Everyone focus on John too.
As well.
So I'm going to discard a coin. I paid for that. Cool. And then I'm going to do the bottom. So I get to build a mech now. For me, it's really expensive. That's why it's taken me a while. It costs 4 metal.
Yeah.
But I get to deploy a mech and then get 3 gold back, which is pretty great. So I do control this hex with all the metal on it. Another thing about doing this is I want to use these resources before I move my character. Oh, no, but that's true. Characters can drag along resources with them when they move.
can. Yeah.
They can. Well, anyway, so I'm going to spend these 4 metal, and I'm going to not build.
Actually,
a ritual
anyone
block.
can drag resources with them.
Yeah,
Right.
any of your units can move any resources as they move.
Good point. But then it's kind of scary if I was to drag it out there. So anyway, I'm not going to build a river walk because I think that's boring. I'm going to submerge. So if you look at my special here, I get to move to or from lakes and move from any lake to another lake. So I essentially have submarine people. And
Nice.
my mech, it has to go down on the board next to into a hex that has workers. And so I obviously am going to put it here because this hex is adjacent to a lake. I don't think we've mentioned lakes at all before, but any hexagon that has this little lake icon and obviously has no land under it is a lake, and normally nobody can go there, except now I can when I do a future move. And the really great thing is there's like 7 lakes in the game. 1, 2, yeah. And I can move from this lake over here all the way across the board for 1 action.
That's
so
disgusting, man.
I'm pretty happy about that. So anyway, I do that, and then I take 3 coins back. So that was my really boring turn.
Yeah, no, it's not an aggressor at all. Completely fine. Okay, I finally get to do. Oh no, I moved. How did? Oh, I can't move. I'm so disappointed. I see.
Not all.
I'm moving the camera around, so I can't think about what I'm actually supposed to do. I was like, oh great, I'm gonna move. No, I've moved already, and Really frustrate. Right, so what kind of resources do I have? Absolutely nothing. This is great, Efka. You're really good at playing this game. I think I'm
Don't
going to
worry.
produce,
It's okay.
and I'm going to get another worker, and I don't care about the power cost, whatever. And I'm going to make 2 more wood, and that's going to be cool because I get to build more buildings. There we go. I'm done. My exciting turn is over. I'm
Right.
so not going to win this game.
So I'm going to choose the trade action. So I have to spend 1 coin, which I will spend. So I get, either 2 goods or 1 popularity. So I'm going to take 2 metal, but I'm not going to add it to the board because I'm then straight away going to do the bottom action, which is to spend 4 metal. So I will just spend 2 of it. And since all the cool kids are buying mechs, it's time for me to buy 1. So you can buy any of the 4 mechs.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy them in order, and each
No,
one
no.
unlocks a special ability.
Yeah.
For me, though, I'm looking at the board and I'm hemmed in. I think the river walk is something that I'm going to need fairly soon. Your other option is to do what you did and build the mine, and then that allows you to effectively move from that mine to somewhere else.
My plan is to get speed when I build my mech, so I can actually be fast at zipping around. And, yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take this. So this mech can go on any location
With a worker on it.
any hex with a worker on it. So I can't put it here, but I can put it here. So I will, and that's my go done.
Pretty quick and simple. Elaine.
Right, so obviously that card that I got last time from the encounter changed how many resources that I had a little bit. But that means that I'm going to go here now to bolster, pay my last $1.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's okay. She's about to get 3 more bucks.
And then I'm going to spend these 3 oil.
Uh-huh.
Aw, teamwork.
I know, right?
And then I can upgrade. So what I'm going to upgrade...
You forgot
I
to...
forgot to actually do the thing.
Yeah.
Right, sorry, I want to get a combat card.
Yeah, now why do you want to get a combat card?
The reason I want to get my combat card is because my special ability for my faction is once per turn you may spend 1 combat card as if it were 1 resource.
And that's pretty swish.
Yeah, so I'm going to grab one of those. Yeah, sorry, I got so excited about upgrading.
Mm.
So then the upgrade I'm going to do is to remove the cube from the bolster action.
Yeah.
I think.
That makes a
And
lot
I'm
of
gonna
sense.
Bung it on the here. Oh no, yeah, sorry, that was right.
Yeah.
Onto
The
food.
enlist action, yeah,
the
making it
enlist
cheaper.
action, so covering up one of the food. So it now only costs me 3 food to enlist, which is pretty good. And I also get $3 for that, so I shall grab my $3 back. There we go, done.
Awesome. That's some angry typing.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
I was just trying to be funny on chat. Someone likes you, Jon 1.
Oh yeah. Thank you very much, Luke. I need to take my turn, and I am going to produce and also hopefully upgrade.
So you can produce on 3 hexes now, right?
Yes. So which means I've only got 3 hexes, so I'm going to be getting a metal, a worker,
And an oil.
and an oil. Oh, so now I've got this extra worker down. I'm going to have to be paying power. Is that right?
Yeah, and you can't ever put it back, so that's it. Like,
Yeah, I kind of want to put it back already. Okay,
That's why
never
I
mind.
left the village. I was like, I don't want to do that yet.
I'm pretty sure I was supposed to pay a power loss turn, by the way, so I'm just going to do that now. I cheated. And no one in chat spotted. No one told me I cheated.
True.
Okay.
What did you do?
I produced, and I think I had the workers... Yeah, I did have the workers uncovered.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm creating an oil there, and I don't have any. I've got to go to the main pool to get some metal.
Wait a sec, Efka, you just produced a worker, so you wouldn't have to pay the cost until you produce again.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Just
Oh,
looking at
okay.
that,
Yeah,
never
you just
mind.
made that worker. You just uncovered it, so you don't have to pay that cost. That's why
Yay!
you got it. Yeah.
Sorry, chat. I love you.
And yeah, I'm doing the bottom one, so I'm paying the oil from my 2 regions to do another upgrade. And the reason for that is partly because I want to upgrade things and get a bit swifter at doing stuff, but also because I'm getting gold from it, and that's kind of beneficial to one of my
Yeah,
objectives.
it's pretty good.
That's nice.
So I need to take off a thing. So I could take off bolster, or I could move around a bit. I'll move more than one thing. I'm actually going to go for bolster. I haven't actually done bolster yet. I'm going to take the one off bolster and I'm going to put it onto the payment for bolster as well. And hope that I don't regret it. Okay. And take 2 gold. And I'm done.
All right.
Cool. Okay, I really want to move, but I will regret it, I think, if I don't produce. So I'm going to produce instead. I'm going to go over here, and I get to produce on 2 different regions.
Yeah.
I only have workers on 2 regions at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to make 2 wood in 1 region.
Yeah.
Let's see, grab that real quick, and then I'll be making 1 food in the other region. Unfortunately, I need 3 food to enlist, so this it's going to take a long time till that happens. But that is that, and the bottom is enlisting, and I can't afford it, so that's my turn.
Okay, I can finally move. I'm going to do that now. There we go. And who else do I want to move? I think I want to move this worker out here. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Do I want to do that? Or do I want to spread out somehow? I can later build a mech here and move all those guys out. But I don't want to move all those guys out, because I want to keep one guy there and make more workers. That makes perfect sense to me right now. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. But anyway, encounter. This is going to be good for me right now. I can feel it. This is going to be the best. We're going to flip it open.
And you die.
Pause as locals to go fishing with the soldiers. Gain 2 food and gain 1 popularity. I don't want that. Bribe the soldiers for their mech. Pay 4 to deploy a mech. Yep, already liking that. And pay 2 popularity to gain 2 food and 2 metal. I'm going to go for the middle option. It's really expensive. But
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's totally worth it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the mech here, because I just wish it kind of happened the other way around, and so I could still move and stuff. But whatever, who cares? Who cares? 1, 2. No, just 1. Yeah, there we go. I'm down to 1 money. And I'm definitely building the speed mech. And I think I'm going to drop it here with the workers where the mine is. And the speed mech now says that I have +1 hex per movement. That only applies to characters and to mechs that I have, so not workers. They can't move. Okay, wait, am I done? Can I build something as well? No, I just lack 1 food. I kind of was hoping that I would get like an option for any amount of resources or something like that, so I could like bungle an extra wood from somewhere and build another building, but we're gonna have to make do. Paul, your go.
Alright, I'm going to spend... I'm going to repeat the same action as I did last time, because I'm allowed to do that. And I'm going to spend a coin, and I'm going to trade, and I'm just going to get 2... Oh, do I stick with the plan or do something different? I'm going to do something different.
You build a tower of resources.
I might have done something.
Yeah. So I'm gonna quickly zoom in just to show Paul's tower of resources for everyone.
I'm glad he's paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look phallic at all, Paul. It's completely fine. There's nothing Freudian here.
I'm done. I just paid the money and I got 2 food.
You got 2 food.
I'm setting myself up for next turn because I'm gonna bolster and enlist next turn. Is my plan.
Aha!
Why? But I'm gonna do it anyway.
Okay.
Meanwhile, back to the Tower of Power.
Paul's tower defies gravity. Like
it
should be falling over, and it's not.
Oh, he's putting a coin on top.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, look at that! It's staying there. It's staying on the side of the wood. It's awesome.
Wow, that is
Can I
impressive.
knock it? No, I won't.
No, don't knock it down. That'd be mean.
Right, I am going to. What was I going to do? I was going to trade.
Mm-hmm.
Is Oh yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was so busy looking at Paul's stack that I forgot what I was going to do. Right, so I would like to get 2 wood on any hex that I've got a guy in.
Yeah, but both of them go on the same hex, I think.
Cool, okay.
We so far seem to have not gotten any rules wrong, which is really impressive. That 2-week vacation in Himalaya has really paid off.
Yeah, I think I missed the
Spiritual
invite. for that.
experience.
Paul, can I take one of those one
What?
money back? Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. I need them. So I paid my $1, got my 2 wood, and then I can do the bottom action as well, because I have 2 food here, and I get my meeple, because it's yellow, confused with the food, so
Yeah.
if I pick up the wrong one, I'm sorry.
I guess the one feedback for Tabletopia is that it's a little hard to tell apart the meeples from the food sometimes.
appear to have
If
also
you are
got-
yellow.
I've got
Yeah.
wood on my head on this meeple as well, on this worker.
Well, that's pretty good, because then you know it's a
I
worker,
know
right?
that,
Like,
yeah,
I'm going to
that's
help you
true.
out and give you another wood.
No,
There
don't
you
do
go.
that, because it needs to go on the same hex.
All right.
don't. Oh,
No.
there we go.
Okay.
Right.
Never mind.
So I only have 2 food.
Yeah.
And it requires 3, so I'm going to pay this.
Which is a
It's a
combat card.
combat card.
A 5!
I'm going to put on the stack, on the discard.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
5. I'm sorry.
Sorry, that was really loud, but I was flabbergasted. 5 is really good. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it means that I can enlist.
It does mean you can enlist, yeah.
So
I wanted to be the first person to enlist. Beat me to it.
whilst Elaine's doing that, and I know that Jamie is watching, like, I just have a feeling that this green faction, it's gonna be Baltic. I know it, right? Like, I know Jamie's gonna represent my culture and my nation, and he's gonna make a Baltic faction. You know, since the game is all sort of Eastern European themed, gotta happen.
So I've taken it off. Oh no, I don't want to take it off deploy. That's nonsense. I'm going to take it off build, and I'm going to put it on the card.
Right. So what's happening here is
So-
Elaine's enlisting.
So I'm enlisting. So anytime that I use the build action,
Or any time Paul or Jon 1 uses the build action because they're to the right and to the left of you.
Oh,
I go
no.
up in reputation.
In popularity, sorry.
Popularity,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah.
And you get a one-time bonus
And
right
I get a
here.
one-time bonus of 2 combat cards. So I'm going to take those now. And I'm done.
I've got a real quick question just to jump in here, in case anybody knows. I'm looking in the rulebook right now, before it's my turn. If I have resources that are in a lake, because they're traveling with my people, can I use those resources to build something somewhere else? I know I can't build buildings in lakes.
Yeah, I think so. But they're still your resources. They're in a hex
They're
you
still,
control.
yeah, they're like embedded in a mech
Yeah.
that's moving. I just wanted to double check that. So now Jon 1 can take his turn, and I'm cruising through the rulebook right now, trying to get confirmation on that. But
All right. Okay.
Okay, so Jon 1, I am moving, and the reason for that is I'm after this encounter card that is right by Elaine's hexes. Just kind of want to get in on that before Elaine takes it.
Yeah. And you have Riverwalk, so you. But
yeah,
you
I've
can't
got
move into a
Riverwalk.
village, can you?
Oh no!
No.
Oh, what's why is
you,
that?
You can only move
Oh,
into
rivers to forest.
forests and mountains.
Okay, in which case I'm taking back that all of what I just said, and gonna have to rethink what I'm doing.
Paul, I already removed the naughty person from chat.
Oh, okay.
The naughty person that was saying naughty things. At least to him, I imagine it was naughty because he sounded 10. But, yeah.
It wasn't even about the game.
No, it was just swear words, really.
Well, he started off all innocent, and then we didn't kick him out straight away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. He tested the waters.
yes,
You know, just dipped his toes into the awesomeness of board gaming. And
then all of a sudden something strange came out.
yeah.
Maybe it's Tony's other account.
Oh yeah, Tony Boydell. Oh man, I love that guy. He's so awesome. And like, he was one of my oases of calm last year in Essen Spiel, where like everything gets overwhelming, and I'm like, I know, I'll just go see Tony for a little bit, and everything's gonna get better, and it did.
Okay, so after some thought, I'm gonna move my mech upwards to here, but unfortunately, I won't be able to get the encounter.
No, yeah,
And I'm gonna move a worker with them.
yeah.
And then I'm also going to move... I can't move a worker with a character, can I?
With a mech?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, you can only do it with a mech. Yeah, so
Not with your hero.
what John 1 did here, you can move, if your mech is on the same space as a worker, you can pick up that worker and move it for free, so that's what happened there.
Yeah, and so now I'm either thinking about taking a worker from my village to the mountain or taking my character towards that encounter. Yeah, I think I'll send my worker for now. Okay, and then the bottom of movement, I can't do that, so it's John 2's turn.
All right, I am gonna move, and yeah. So let's take the dude over here, plug it down over there. I'm really glad I upgraded that move early in the game. I've been making very good use of that. I'm gonna move 3 different people. Unfortunately, I only have 1 oil, so I can't do the upgrade down below. But looking out here, I'm going to be moving everything on this hex. So as they just mentioned, workers can kind of climb into the infrastructure of the mech as it goes, as it starts moving, and everybody can always drag resources with them. So these guys are all going to jump into the water and submerge because they're awesome like that. And the resources go along with them. And the reason I'm pulling the resources along with them is because I don't get to use the resources unless I control the region. And if I left the region, then I don't get to use the resources, so that would be unfortunate. So that was only a single move. Next up, I'm going to bring this guy up here because I'm starting to regret not making more people now that I have a bunch of power. And I'm going to bring the food with me, yes. And finally, I'm going to have this guy jump into the water because I'm all about submerging. And in case you guys are curious what I'm actually going for here, I'm trying to get to the center here. The factory is here in the middle. And it's really great. Let's go into the specifics of it later, maybe. But once you get your character into it, you can unlock a 5th ability for your player sheet, which is pretty awesome. So anyway,
in regards to that, one of the rules I didn't quite manage to work out is whether once somebody unlocks their 5th action, do only they look at the cards that are available, or does everyone get a peek whilst they're doing it? That's one of the
I read the rules with that in my mind, and I would infer that it's hidden. It was not explicit,
I would have thought so.
but I would infer that it was hidden. So you can just pull them over to somewhere, and we'll all promise not to look or something like that.
Yeah, well, you can
or
drag them
whoever
in
gets
your hand, I think.
Yeah, just put them into your hand.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is my turn because... Oh, shoot. Oh, no, I want to leave the oil there. So yeah, I can't do the upgrade because I only have 1 oil. So, yeah.
Okay, so... I can't move again, which is annoying because I'm all about the movement now, and I seem to be also racing towards the factory, so there might be a little bit of a clash there. Hopefully not. Hopefully we're gonna work out our differences and everything's gonna be all right. But I feel like I haven't been upgrading or well, I got to make a mech just for free, which was nice, but I still feel like I just want to maybe produce again. This time I'll lose a power. And I can't enlist, but I find it really hard to enlist. I need 4 food, and there's like barely any food around. I have to travel really far. Decisions. Okay, I have 2 wood already, so maybe I do just produce? And especially because I'll get 1 resource of something else? Yeah, I'm gonna produce, trade actually is what I mean. I'm gonna use my last coin and trade. It's okay. When I move, I get to build. I'll get some more coins. And I get 2 of any resources. So I'm gonna go for the 3rd wood, so I can actually build the building that I want to build. And I'm also going to get an oil, because I'm gonna move towards getting an upgrade. And I think with the next move action, I'll be able to move, build a building, and set up so I get an upgrade as well. So things are looking pretty peachy for me for next turn. But now we're going to Paul.
Okay, so I'm going to choose this action here, which is to bolster. So I pay 1 coin, and I gain either 3 power or 1 combat card. So 3 power sounds good. So I'm red, aren't I? Go up to there. So 6 and a bit power.
6 and a bit.
6 and a bit. And then I pay my 2 food, which I traded for last turn.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of that, and I get to do the enlist action. So yes, so this does 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
So I can take any one of these enlist discs off. And basically, yeah, I need to sort of guess what you and Elaine are going to be doing.
Yeah. Well, I just told you what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, I wasn't listening. So, yeah, I mean, Elaine, have you built any buildings yet?
Not yet.
But you're going to, because you've done your power. Yeah, okay.
It's likely.
And you haven't built any buildings yet either, Paul. And every time you do,
haven't.
you get that bonus. So
yeah, I think I might.
What'd you get for building when you enlist as well? What's your enlist bonus? I'm gonna. It's popularity. That's pretty good.
It's good for the game.
So yeah, so
also, if you want to raid warehouses,
I'll take this and I'll put it. I don't know. I don't know where. Let's put it on there and get 2 combat cards.
Yeah.
So I take one of them, put it in my hand, and then take another one, put that in my hand. So that's the combat cards. I also got 3 coins when I enlisted, and that's it. So yeah, so every time I now build, or
Elaine or Efka
builds, I get a popularity.
Yeah.
Right. So that's me done.
Elaine?
Yeah, no, I know it's me.
You're thinking.
I'm thinking. And there's no tower to take away my concentration anymore. No,
yeah, sorry, it fell over.
Because I likely.
Well, the tower fell over?
Yeah,
oh my God.
I was messing around and I took a bit from the bottom.
Yeah. Completely missed that. Stream's never going to forgive me. I'm the worst cameraman ever.
I'm still going to do what I was going to do. I'm still going to move. Can I move back? Can I move my meeple back?
You can never move back to your starting zone circle thing.
So
yeah,
I would quite like to get another meeple when I reproduce.
Yeah, reproduce.
So I'm going to move that guy back there. And I'm going to move this mech here. And take this guy with me.
Okay.
Yeah. Just one question actually. Can my character with the river walk, can my character walk through the river too?
Yeah, they can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Affects all of your affects your mechs
so
and
it's not
your.
just my mech that can do it.
No.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at your player board, right above the mechs, you'll see an icon for a player and an icon for a mech, so that it's obvious that those benefits only apply to those 2 characters.
See, that's what a clever person would have done. Looked at that.
Yeah, so my river walk doesn't apply to my workers. So
Right.
So if I want to get my workers over the river,
You have to carry them in the mech. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But so I am gonna build.
Oh, you do get a build action as well. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna pay my 3 wood. Now I've only got 2 wood again.
Yeah.
But I've also got combat cards, so I can do that again. So there's my 2 wood, and there's the slightly worse combat card.
It's not a 5 again?
No, it's a 2.
Oh, it's a 2. Okay.
I only had a 5 in my hand, because I don't start with any combat cards, so that was the only card that I had. So
yeah, so if you want to use it as a resource, you got to pay it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just by chance that I did 5. So that's that done, and then I'm going to plonk down a mine here.
Mm-hmm.
So you've chosen the build action.
I have chosen the build action, so both of us
get a popularity.
1 popularity.
I am the most popular.
Right, so there's a popularity track. And one of the things I should explain about popularity is popularity tells you how much you're going to score for each thing at the end of the game. So if you're within this bracket of popularity, you'll score 3 coins for each star you place down, 2 coins for each hex you control, and 1 coin for each 2 resources you possess. Whether if you're going to be in this bracket, then you're going to score more coins for each of those things. And finally, if you're at the top bracket, then you score a lot, and then if you reach 18, you also get a star as well. That's pretty much it on that bit.
I'm assuming you can't go negative on the
Popularity track?
popularity track. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, the way that the popularity track works is if you ever have to pay popularity in order to do something and you don't have enough, then you can't pay it. But you know the rule about if you move into an area with somebody's workers, you lose popularity?
I don't think we've discussed that yet, have we?
We haven't, but if you are on 0 popularity when you do that, you can still do it, and you don't lose any further popularity because everybody hates you anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew Lang on chat asked whether the soundtrack is a Kickstarter add-on. No, but it's the perfect opportunity to credit the people that are actually made this music. They are called the Underscore Orchestra, and they have put this music up on the internet for people to use in non-commercial purposes, which we're playing a game, and I don't think this is commercial. So, yeah, they seem to be making some really swish music. And if you want to look them up, you can just go online and find it. It's free. You can download it. They have like 3 albums, and they seem to be pretty good. I like them.
Can you put the link in the show notes or something?
Yeah, definitely.
People? Yeah.
Definitely.
So, whose turn is it?
I think it's mine.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
turn.
Sorry, we totally overrided you.
That's fine. So, my thoughts. I'm trying to eventually build something. And so I'm sort of moving towards that. But actually, I'd quite like to upgrade first. So I need some oil to upgrade. I don't have any oil currently. And if I did produce, I wouldn't get enough oil to immediately upgrade because I've only got a worker on 1 oil hex. So I am going to pay 1 gold to trade and take, I guess only 1 oil. And I will also take maybe a food for future reference, just because I don't have any food currently, and I'm not really near to any food that's going to be easy for me to get. So that's my and I'm not doing the bottom action. So Jon, feel free to go ahead.
Alrighty. So, as I said in the last turn, what I really want to do is get into the factory, but I just moved last turn, so I can't move again this turn, so I need to do something else in the meantime, and I have got a pretty good alternate. So I'm going to move over here. I'm going to activate my trade section here. So that's going to cost me $1. I'm going to throw that away. And now I get to do 2 trades or a popularity. A popularity might make sense because I'm really unpopular right now. I only have 1. Because I drunkenly raided a warehouse, but I want oil more than that. Because right now I only have 1 oil, and getting 2 oil lets me upgrade next time I move. Which, spoiler alert, I'm probably going to be doing next turn. So I'm going to throw this oil down here onto the map. So now I've got 2, but now I get to make 1 other thing, and I'm not entirely sure what that should be. It could be yet another oil, and I could just keep getting oil this way, which is kind of weird. Or, I could take a wood or a stone. See, I'm going to be making stone really soon because, as you can see, my submerging mech is going to emerge out into a mountain with a couple workers, and then I can start producing metal. I don't have oil in my future, so let's take another oil. I'll grab that. I'll throw that down onto my village person, and then I'm going to build a building. So I'm going to use the 3 wood that are kind of waterlogged right now, pull them out of the lake. And now I get to build a building for only 3 because I upgraded a million years ago. But now I need to figure out what I'm actually going to be, which thing I'm actually going to do. So I could build a mine like somebody other that like Efka did, but I already have the ability to go to get a lot of my guys like across water.
Yeah, you can travel pretty well.
Yeah, I can travel relatively well at this point. So the mine is not a priority. Building the monument might make sense because when I bolster and make new mechs, I'd get popularity, and I'm really unpopular right now. I don't think I want to build the armory because I have lots of power. But finally, there is the mill, and it's like an extra produce if I have that on something that's producing things for me. But I guess right now I don't have a good spot for it. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and build... Oh, this is tough. The mine or the monument? You know what? I think it's got to be the mine. At the end of the day, like I have this person at the right spot because it's a village, so I can make people and immediately send them out across the board. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a mine, and I have no other benefit, so that is my turn.
Okay, cool. Right. I get to do funky stuff. I like funky stuff because I am funky because I haven't showered in a while. No, I have really. I like hygiene. It's nice. I want to move. Moving is awesome. It's the best. It lets me do cool things. So, first up, I want to start moving my character. And I can move my character 2 spaces. So I'm going to move my character into this mine. And then out of this mine into this hex, I think. Yeah, it seems pretty good. Is that the hex I want to be in? No, maybe not. Maybe this hex. Yeah, there we go. And then I also want to move. I think I want to move my mech with some workers. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move my mech with some workers and drop them right on here, so they can all rest here and make me wonderful, lustrous iron, so I can make more mechs. And I'm going to plonk this mech back down to where it was, because I still want to have these resources in my possession, because I'm going to build now. And I could have moved the resources with me, but I actually won that mech there as well, so it didn't really matter that much. So now I'm going to spend my wood and build a thing, and I get to build a thing. I want it to be adjacent to the previous thing, which is fine. We can do that. Do I want to be getting power? Or popularity? Let's get some popularity. Let's get early popularity growing. So I'm going to build a building right here. It's a monument. So now whenever I take the bolster action, I also get 1 popularity, which is nice. And I think that is my turn. Oh no, I get 2 coins. That's pretty important. Swish. Moving to Paul.
So, I think we're going to have to explain how the combat works.
Oh no!
I'm not doing this deliberately, but Efka, you've gone on to the only space that I can move to.
Right,
so,
okay.
Thanks for that. So
Good.
yeah, I'll
Thank
move.
you for the star.
So this is going to go here, and it's going to take this worker with him. And you do all of your movement before combat, so that's 1 movement. And then this is my other movement. Now, I don't know if the order of resolution matters. Do I do the encounter first or the combat?
No, you do the encounter after all combat.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do the combat. So in combat, there's a few things that you have to take into account. First of all, this power track, if you can move the camera over to the power track that we looked at earlier on, that shows your military power, effectively.
Yep.
But it shows you how much you can spend. In each combat, you can spend 0 to 7 power, and you decide secretly. In this version of the game on tabletop here, it's done using the 8-sided dice, but I think in the actual game it's a dial, and you set the dial secretly to how much power you want to spend. In addition to your power, you can use combat cards. So some of us have got combat cards in hand. I've got 4. Efka's got 3.
You can only... No, I've only got 1 actually in my hand.
Oh, you've got your quest as well,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And you can only spend 1...
Per character or mech.
Yeah. So I have 1 mech, so I can basically use up to 6 power and 1 card.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use up to 4 power
and 1 card.
And 1 card.
Mm-hmm.
So we decide secretly what we're going to do. So I'm going to put dice into my hand. And then let's... I mean, this is as far as we got in the practice game, so I don't actually know what this is.
I don't know about you, but the tension is palpable right now.
And I don't know what cards you might have in your hands. So let's just do that. Right, I have chosen my things.
Right, I've also chosen my things. Shall we drop them like it's hot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So I've used 4 power and a card with a 3 on it.
Oh!
7.
Attacker wins ties.
Oh, you did 7 as well. I thought you were going to go low, but I thought, oh, is he going to go? Oh, so I have to spend 4 power.
I
1,
have
2,
to
3,
spend 2
4.
power. Oh, this is so annoying.
So what card did you use? It was a
A
5.
Hey,
five.
hey,
Man.
Efka, I'm seeing in the comments that the stream is stalled.
If the stream has stalled, I guess try
Yep,
refreshing.
it's stalled for me too.
Okay, so let me just check. Let me check what's going on. I don't want to stop the stream, and as far as I can tell, 1 second.
You saw the stream out. Somebody help me with what happens after the combat.
You're right.
Yeah.
What happens?
Yeah, who knows
Is,
what happens after combat?
I do. Sorry, I got to get my brain back into it. You are going to, well, everybody who's not you gets shooed away. So I guess that would
To
be
their home space.
yeah, back to the home
Yeah.
space. If you shoot any workers, which you did not, then
Nope.
you'd lose a loyalty for each one of the, and that's pretty much it.
And
you put a star on the board.
I get a star on the board. So, as we
Yeah,
mentioned,
but
at
you
the
should
start, the
probably
stream
wait till the
stopped.
stream
But
goes.
yeah, okay. If we can get the stream working again.
I tried refresh. Didn't help. FYI, still hitching. I am trying, guys. I am trying. At the moment, I have no idea why stream is stalling, and I'm gonna see whether it's stalled for me as well. You'll see, it's working for me, which is peculiar.
Oh, it's working for me now.
I'm going to refresh it, and then it
Oh no,
stalls
no,
again.
it's not.
And still stalls. There must be something going on with our internet connection, guys. Unfortunately, that's just something that's happening right now. So I'm gonna update people in chat as to what's going on.
Okay, so I've done the combat. I was successful with the combat, and I've got my first star on the board. And then I do my encounter. It's such an exciting turn. So I take the little encounter token and put it here. But I have been planning this for the last 3/4 of an hour. So, well, apart from the combat, which wasn't planned, Efka decided to just move into the space I wanted. Right, so we have whistle while you wait for the geese to cross the road. Sounds cool. Pay the girl for her pet geese, or as you call them, dinner. Or gleefully feed the geese to your animal and claim the farm as your own. Well, I've got loads of popularity, and building a structure sounds cool.
I have to say, I really like geese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really need the money and the
As
popularity.
food, I mean. Also
Food
as pets.
would allow me to do the... Yeah, let's gain the food. So I will pay the girl for the geese, tell her that I'm going to set up a nice little geese sanctuary and they're going to be well looked after. And then, for no reason at all, I'll collect 4 food from the bank. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 geese-shaped food. There we go. And that was my move action. And my bottom action is to spend 2 oil, which I don't have. So that's my go over.
Okay.
Should we?
Also,
is there anything we could do, like restarting the stream or anything? 'Cause it seems like it's coming and going for me and other
restarting
people.
the stream will split it into another video. Unfortunately, that's how YouTube works. We can't just feature it. Yeah, it is quite stupid.
And the old link
I'm
will
also going to take
disappear.
a combat card because I lost combat, and I just something. Oh, I showed it to everyone. Hopefully no one saw it. What we can do is, because we've been playing for 1 hour and a half, is we can take a break, and hopefully it irons itself out in a couple of minutes. And we do have a scheduled break about halfway through, so hopefully that's fine. People, don't go away. We're going to be back really soon if you can hear us. This is just going to be a little break for us to do our things like have a drink or, you know, cool our brains off a little bit. And we'll be back in just about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, enjoy the jingly jangly music.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going. I can't remember whose turn it was.
It was.
Have I just
You
done
were
my
just
Uber
finishing
search?
your turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've just done
Hello,
my
everyone. By the way, we're back from our break.
We are back.
Yeah, we are
Hello,
actually
hello.
back, and hopefully the stream issues have worked themselves out. And let us know in the chat if it's still laggy or twitchy or whatever. We're just figuring out where we were. So
I've just finished.
you just finished. So we're going to
I beat.
Elaine.
Yeah, while you weren't looking, I beat you up.
Uh,
So returned your main character back to your home zone, and I got my
character's
first
here
star.
now, which is you got your first. This was so disappointing. I was sure that 7 was going to be enough. I'm like, no, I'm not going to overspend on power. 7's going to be fine. This is just so devastating because like I was aiming for that factory, and that put me back a turn from getting there.
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh, apparently still stalling though on the stream, which is really, really unfortunate. I'm not really sure what to do about that right now. Aside from maybe I can do one thing. Let's go to.
Well, I mean, you could restart it, and we just link the 2 videos together later.
Yeah.
I mean.
1 second. I'm gonna drop the bitrate just a little bit, and see if that changes anything. So, one last try at salvaging this part of the video. So let me know if it's still working, and refresh maybe, and see if it is any better.
John, this building thing by the bottom of the popularity track.
Yeah.
What does that indicate?
So it's endgame scoring for having buildings on the board in a straight line, hex to hex to hex. And I was looking at the rules. You get points for the longest line that you have.
Okay.
It appears that everyone's gonna get $2 for just like having one building in a row.
Yeah, if you've got one building on the board, you'll get $2.
Okay.
So it's kind of weird why it would even have that on there, but whatever.
Well, if you don't build any buildings, you don't get any money.
That's a pretty valid point. I suppose that is a possibility. Good point. Good point.
So as someone who has built buildings, are you doing yours in a line, or you've just done one so far?
I've just done one so far. Yeah, this stream is still
lagging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we can always record, or we can split the video into 2 parts and actually restart the stream. I'm just wondering what is the best way right now of linking to people what the live stream link is going to be.
You can just tell them to refresh the no pun included YouTube page in 3 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, guys, if you can hear this, we're gonna put links on for the next stream video for part 2 everywhere where we can on our social media and stuff like that. So if you follow either of us, you can find it, and hopefully it just kind of irons itself out. But we're gonna have to end this part of the video and immediately restart a different video, and hopefully that works out for the better. And we're gonna drop links in this chat. Actually no, the chat will immediately end, so we can't do that. Yeah, social media is the best bet. Restarting the stream. Hopefully it irons itself out. If you can't find us, thank you very much for watching. But otherwise, stick around with us